Oh, God. All right.
Yeah.
Well, actually, should we start with an intro or no? Should we just kind of go right into it?
What would be our intro?
I don't know. Welcome back to the Chicken
Wow!
Pad.
Welcome back, guys.
Yeah.
This is episode 8.
Episode 8.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Now. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, we didn't really plan anything. I think this is from. We went to see The Room.
Yeah.
With let's kind of start over. I don't even know how to really introduce this. I guess we've watched this movie so many times before.
Yeah.
And then it actually came to the Hyland.
Yeah. Which it had come before, but we didn't end up going
last time. It's The Room.
Yeah.
2003.
Yeah.
2003. The Room.
And if you don't know what The Room is, it's just basically known to be the worst movie of all time.
Yeah. Not Room with Brie Larson.
Yes.
Just The Room.
The Room.
The Room.
It's not a room. It's the room.
It's The Room.
Yeah. No way, you got that soundbite? That's awesome.
Yeah. I got the sound bites from the movie.
Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah. what other ones do you have? I guess we'll leave it up for surprise.
We'll leave it up for surprise.
Okay.
So we're not, I think we kind of talked about it and we agreed that we're not going to review The Room.
No. It's been done.
It's been done and it's what's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
It's obviously a crappy movie.
Yeah, and you can only say that so many times. Yeah. Yeah.
So instead of that, we're going to be kind of reviewing the experience of watching The Room at the Hyland Cinema with other people and with live commentary from the Greg Sestero.
From Greg Sestero. So that's one of the main reasons why we wanted to go too, was because Greg Sestero was going to be there.
Yeah.
And it just seemed interesting.
Was he there before other years?
I think he was there this year.
Yeah, he was there in April, but was it there? Because I think we were going to go last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I don't think he was there for that one.
No.
But I know he had been there before that too. I think this was his third time back or something.
Yeah. And it was, how often are you going to meet someone from one of the worst movies in the world?
Yeah, it's crazy, but I think Greg Sestero is the most famous person I've ever met.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever met any major celebrities.
No.
He's a celebrity.
Yeah.
In some regard.
For sure.
He's obviously not the A-list celebrities, but it's a celebrity in the crappy movie world.
Yeah, for sure. I feel luckily he's not that big of a celebrity because he's kind of humble and down to earth.
Yeah.
He's just meeting him as meeting a normal guy. It's not like you're meeting some huge actor who is used to being recognized everywhere and all this crap,
Yeah. And when we first arrived, so me and Chris, we both dressed up kind of how we are now.
Yeah, I'm Greg.
I'm supposed to be Tommy.
Well, I guess my character would be Mark. I'm Mark.
You'd be Mark.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to be Johnny from The Room. And we were both surprised when we went there that no one else was dressed up as
I know
Johnny and Mark.
Yeah.
There was people that had a tiny little football, but other than that, there was no one dressed up, which we were shocked about.
I was shocked about that too.
We would think people are gonna wear tuxes or
100% long black wigs like you had.
Yeah.
I was joking to you because I got my costume. We both kind of got it last minute, but I was running around the day of the movie trying to find a red muscle shirt and I could not find one. So I had to go to Winners and buy this long sleeve shirt and then cut the sleeves off this bench shirt.
Yeah.
And then this wig, which is not even close to his wig.
Yeah.
And then I was saying to you, I was I'm going to be the shittiest looking Mark there. I'm going to be the most low budget one of them all. And I was the only Mark.
You were the only Mark.
Which is shocking.
It was shocking.
So I also felt like I was standing out a bit. When I saw Greg, I'm I'm the only Mark here. It's
yeah.
I'm the only other you right now.
Yeah. And we got to meet him, which was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I got this sense of him being stressed out that there was a guy dressed as Tommy Wiseau there.
Yeah.
He's I try to get away from this guy and there's someone coming up as Tommy. It's just giving him PTSD of him.
Did you say, "Oh, hi, Mark"?
No, I didn't give him a trademark.
Oh.
No, I didn't give him that sort of line.
I mean, he probably hears that every day of his life.
Oh, yeah.
But he even posts that on Instagram all the time. So I feel like he's not sick of it,
Yeah.
The, "Oh, hi, Mark."
He's just running with it.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, that was really cool. I bought a The Room DVD, Blu-ray signed by Greg Sestero, and it says, "Oh, hi, Jordan."
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I bought that because I've always wanted to find a Blu-ray. You can order them off Tommy Wiseau's website, but it's so sketchy looking.
A little sketchy.
And I've watched videos of people ordering off that website, and none of their stuff comes. It's always missing stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it takes forever to come, like months.
Yeah.
Because like I literally picture Tommy Wiseau's apartment filled with merchandise, and he's like, gets an order and then like walks around his apartment, stuffs it in a bag, leaves it in his house for 2 months, remembers he has to ship it,
Yeah.
So it's like it doesn't seem like a really like reputable source.
No.
So I should have bought a Blu-ray,
Yeah.
but I spent $40 on a T-shirt that I got signed, and I'm like, I don't want to spend $80 on the Room merchandise.
Yeah. I was debating on getting a shirt as well, but I was like, I already kind of have a shirt.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. So, which I should have got it signed, but there was literally nowhere to sign it because it's all black.
Oh yeah.
But I was like, you know what? I'm never gonna be able, like, judging from what you said, I'm never ever gonna be able to find The Room on Blu-ray or on disc.
No, it's so hard.
So it's like I might as well get it while I'm here.
Yeah.
And then if I ever want to watch it, because even then it's like if you want to find it online, it's super hard to find online too.
Christ, we were at a cottage and we tried to watch it, and how did we end up watching it?
It was like streaming it from my phone to the TV, but on like this website or something.
Off like Internet Archive or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's on YouTube for free, but the only issue is it's the clean version, so you lose all the sex scenes.
Oh well, yeah, that's like a whole part of the movie. That
That's
cuts
like
out like
30 minutes of the movie.
That is 30 minutes. Yeah.
And you need those sex scenes. The sex scenes are like hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was cool because, I mean, even beforehand when we were like, oh yeah, we're gonna go, and then we were kind of just like thinking about it, like, oh, live commentary, like what's that gonna be like? Is he gonna be talking through the whole movie?
Yeah.
And we were a little skeptical, but it was like, you know what? Maybe it's done a little differently, and I think it was.
Yeah, we were just worried because we knew, like, we had never seen it live before, but we knew people screamed at the screen a lot. And then we're like, so I kind of wanted to have that experience. So I was like, how are we going to do that with Greg sitting up at the front doing commentary?
Yeah.
Like, is it, going to be, are we going to be watching the movie or like listening to a commentary? I didn't know which one I wanted, or which one I would have preferred to have.
Yeah.
But
he must have been sitting at the back, I think.
Yeah, so he ended up sitting at the back, which makes sense because he would have been hit with a spoon.
Yeah, that's true.
Because everyone throws spoons at the screen whenever there's a thing.
Yeah.
So he just sat at the back with the crowd, I'm assuming, with like a microphone in his hand.
Yeah.
Which was good.
Yeah. He did, in like before the movie even started, he did a little bit of a Q&A
at
the beginning.
Yeah.
Just to like answer some questions about the movie or about his relationship with Tommy.
Yeah.
He was up there for maybe like, I don't know, 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
He answered a few.
I wish people didn't ask questions too, like, where's Tommy from?
Yeah.
It's like,
like try and ask something different, like to get a different answer.
Totally, or something he hasn't answered a million times.
Yeah.
Like, of course, like, no one cares where he's from.
Yeah, because there was one guy that said, "Where's Tommy actually from?" He's like, "From what is it?"
He's New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah, he's a real American guy.
Yeah. So he's just ask something different. Ask something about Mark or
just anything that isn't like already answered.
Ask something about Greg.
Yeah,
I keep on calling him Mark.
Me too. I don't know. Is he Greg? Is he Mark?
Yeah,
I don't know.
So that was pretty cool. I mean, like you get to like have your question answered if you have one.
I had one, but I was too scared to put it on my hand because I was like, I gotta say a sentence in front of like a couple hundred people. Fuck that.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like he did his Q&A, and then when the live commentary began, because the movie like starts up, people are like obviously very rowdy with this movie. It's kind of like if you watch it with a group of friends, you're all just ripping on it. That's pretty much what this is.
But just every single person's ripping on it.
Every single person.
Yeah.
And like if you've seen the movie a bunch of times, like you like don't need to worry because you know what the dialogue is and stuff. But like if this is like your first time seeing it and you're like you don't get the context of it, you're like, I've never seen The Room before, and you're gonna go see it with a live audience, like you're not gonna get any of like the stuff because people are talking over these lines or whatever, right?
Yeah, I would have preferred for my first time, which happened for us, which was watching it with just friends in a basement. Like I think the first time we saw it was at my parents' house when we were like, I don't know, this was like probably 7 years ago or something.
Yeah, quite a long time ago.
But that's the way to see it the first time. And then people who are like, you got to see The Room in the theater for the first time. You won't even know the lines. Yeah. You're going to miss all the funny Tommy Wiseau dialogue, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you want to be able to hear those lines because they're just so crappy.
Yeah.
Like, they're all dubbed over in an
dubbed.
audio booth.
Yeah. And like we went with Jess.
Yep.
And she was saying, which I understand too, because I was having that issue, is because there was a commentary, they kind of turned the movie volume down a bit.
Yeah.
So, plus with all the people screaming, it's like you really can't hear a lot. Like, you can hear the movie for sure, but there was like certain lines where it's like, yeah, I wouldn't want to be seeing this for my first time here. And there was a lot of people in the theater who were there for their first time.
Yeah.
Which was crazy.
Yeah, there was a decent amount for sure.
I know the people behind us, directly behind us, the one girl was there for her first time because I kept hearing her boyfriend like kind of explaining stuff to her or something, you know? So, yeah. And Jess had seen it before, which is
She's seen it one time before.
Yeah.
And just like, I don't know, she had a good time. It was like, even the first time, it was just like, when you first watch the movie, it's like, I can't believe there's something this bad.
Oh, for sure.
So she enjoyed it in that regard, because even when I like kind of told her, oh, we're gonna go watch a bad movie or something, it's like some people just don't understand why you'd purposely go watch a terrible movie. But she kind of understood with like this one. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny to rip on and like just listen to all the like comically bad stuff.
For sure.
Even then, it's because she told me she was at work and she was talking to one of her coworkers, and she's like, oh, what are you doing later? And just was like, oh, I'm gonna go watch like a bad movie. And she was trying to explain it, because this girl didn't understand like the concept of like going to see like a purposely bad movie. So she was trying to explain, she's like, we're going to see a bad movie like to make fun of it and stuff like that, but she didn't, like, the girl didn't understand, so she's tried her hardest to explain it. But even then, it's like, it's kind of hard to explain why you'd go see a bad movie.
And this one has like a cult following now, and it's different than any other bad movie. Like, it's low budget, but like, I don't know, I feel like there's something competent about it in a way. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, it's not like you're watching something with no budget. Like, he put a lot of money into this.
There's a lot of money.
I think it was Tommy Wiseau's own money, and it was like $6 million or something.
God.
And so it's like, he hired like real film crew. So it's like, there's something about it that seems like there's competent people there.
Yeah.
But Tommy Wiseau, just like his direction and his script,
his concept of like, just filmmaking, I think,
for sure, like wanting to shoot everything on a studio instead of just like out in a real,
like on location or something,
like on a real building top. Because real American movies are shot in studios, so it's like, it's just weird. It feels like a soap opera. And like, I don't know. I was trying to explain it to my mom too, and she also was having a hard time with the concept. She's like, why are people going to see this movie if it's so bad? And I'm like, even people in like Europe go to see this. It's like a big thing all around the world. Like, Greg Sestero is traveling around the world for people to watch this, so I don't know, it's crazy. It's
just fun to watch. I don't know, it's like, if we go, when we watch like a Tubi movie, like a Tubi original, it's like, they're obviously not on the same level as bad, because like these people on Tubi originals probably have like obviously have more of an understanding, right, of like filmmaking. So, but it's just like the concept of these movies are terrible. But whereas the Room is like, he had the budget, but he had no concept of like filmmaking or like writing
or how like humans act or interact. Like he's like trying to replicate like a normal human beings and
human being.
So it's like, God, and like the fact that he thought it was like some Tennessee Williams, like he thought it was gonna be like a real drama, and like a real tragedy. So that's what makes it special too, because it's like he thought like all the stuff happening and it was gonna be really sad and ugh, God. Have you ever seen the movie The Talented Mr. Ripley? Have you ever seen that?
No.
You should watch it. But apparently he saw The Talented Mr. Ripley with Greg Sestero, and then was like, I'll show Hollywood. I'll make a real tragedy. They want drama. I'll give them drama. So then he went out and made The Room, which is like just horrible.
If anyone listening to this hasn't seen it, watch it.
Definitely.
But with friends.
For sure.
It's better with a group of friends. If you watch it alone, like, it's, I don't know. It's, because you can call it out, but like it's there to be enjoyed with people to also call it out and notice how bad it is.
I will say I had it on the background at my work, and I was just like, I don't know. It's once you've seen it, it's fun to watch alone because it just gets you in a good mood. You're like, oh God, just, I don't know, it gets you in a good mood. But definitely for your first time, see it with friends.
See it with friends for sure.
God. But yeah, so Greg was doing a live commentary, and so apparently we mentioned the sex scenes before, so he can't watch his own sex scenes. So his commentary was basically him just like kind of making jokes.
A few jokes. You know? And yeah, it was like only a little bit in the beginning.
Well, yeah, really. Because then his sex scene was coming up, and then notoriously it's known that he doesn't watch his own sex scenes.
Yeah.
So he's like, all right, guys, I'll let you enjoy this sex scene. I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be back. That guy didn't come back till the end of the movie. Literally. I feel like he just dipped.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
You know?
Probably went for coffee or something, and just like, whatever.
I just pictured him standing up there talking to the Hyland workers. Like, where'd he go?
Yeah. But yeah, so because where were we with that? He left for his sex scene, but because in the beginning of the movie, he made a couple little comments.
Leave your stupid comments in your pocket.
He made a couple comments about like, oh, I love to wake up on 28 every morning because the alarm clock from the first sex scene is covered by a shirt and it just says 28.
Yes, yeah. Or you'd say like, look at that character's watch, and then you like look at the character's watch, and it's like something I never noticed before. He's wearing like a baby toy watch.
Yeah, I never noticed
fake
that either.
Watch.
Yeah, like his commentary was funny. I think it added like a little bit of extra value because all the call outs in the movie from the live audience, I never noticed any of these things as well, but like his was like, you wanted to listen to his commentary.
I agree.
You wanted to listen to his call outs.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I feel like those obviously mattered a lot more.
Yes.
And even, I mean, like no one could predict when he was going to say something, but it's like if he says something, I feel like people did kind of quiet down a little bit.
Yeah.
Although I think there were some people that were like, one guy was like screaming his head off, which was
we'll
like,
get to that guy.
Yeah, fucking annoying.
Yeah, and it's like, so I was worried. I was like, do I want to hear a commentary? I think I would prefer to just watch the room. And then once he was doing his commentary, I was like, okay, I want this instead. I don't care about the audience screaming the same things over and over again.
Oh, hi, Danny.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, give me the Greg commentary. I don't care about the room experience, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I wish there was more of it. And
Me too.
I understand like why he wants to leave during his sex scenes because I probably wouldn't even want to watch on my own if I was like an actor doing that kind of stuff.
For sure.
So it's like, you got to time those things out, put on a stopwatch and be like, okay, this sex scene ends in 5 minutes. I'm going to come back in 6 and then start again.
That's what I'm saying. I love Greg Sestero. I think he's a super nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just like, I don't know. If you're going to do a commentary, like a movie commentary, you should probably come back before the end of the movie.
Because there's probably so many things that he can comment on about because he was on set and whatever. There was, because I think was it his first or his second one where he was like, it was like 100 degrees on the set and there was no air conditioning.
Yeah, maybe it been before he left. I can't remember.
Yeah. So it's like you want to hear those things. Like it's almost like a little bit of a behind the scenes look.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. But it's like also like a different insight, right?
For sure.
Because no one else in the movie or in the theater or in the crowd, was saying, "Oh, I love to wake up on 28."
Yeah. Right? And it's like Greg's here, and it's like, I don't know. It was nice listening to him, and it felt like I was watching the movie with him. Yeah. And also, it kept the audience at bay a bit.
A little
like
bit,
you were saying, like when he would talk, people would quiet down.
Yeah.
And there was one guy in the audience who was screaming.
Oh, he was going.
I don't know if he was drunk or if he suffered some kind of brain injury. But holy good lord, honestly, like it was getting tedious.
Yeah, that guy was going crazy.
He was just screaming
nonstop. I don't think he stopped.
He didn't stop
the whole movie.
No,
which is like, okay, fine, but like, let people kind of enjoy the movie for what it is.
I know. No, this is the issue too. When anyone in the audience can scream out things, it's like when you watch a bad movie with friends and you all try to like say something funny.
Yeah.
Usually, you don't even have to try to be funny. You just say stuff and sometimes it's funny. Yeah. But in the audience, everyone who wants to be a comedian, everyone who wants to be a comedian now has a chance to be a comedian.
Yeah.
It's exhausting. I don't know. It's exhausting.
Yeah. Everyone's trying to be funny and
that guy wasn't funny.
That guy was
annoying
funny.
As hell. I can't imagine. Well, actually, I was going to say I can't imagine sitting beside him.
Yeah.
I had to later because we saw another movie, which,
We'll go on about that after.
Yeah. So it's like, and then I wonder why Greg left. Did he leave just because he knew he was going to leave?
Yeah.
Or also I wonder if he's like, because he was sitting up close to that guy. I don't know exactly where Greg was sitting, but he was sitting back towards that guy. Yeah. I wonder if it's like, oh God, I don't know how long I can sit here and listen to this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe that ruined it for. We can only speculate, but maybe that ruined it for Greg because if he's there for live commentary, he's like, I can't get a word in because this guy won't stop.
And he couldn't, and that guy wouldn't stop.
Yeah. So maybe that kind of hindered the live commentary because I'd say people are like there to see Greg.
Yeah.
When are you going to meet him again? Unless he comes
sure.
again, but it's like you want to listen to him talk. You want to enjoy the movie as well.
Yeah.
I get it. You want to do the call-outs as well, but like some people are going absolute like bonkers. It was crazy.
And like I wonder, I was talking to you about this too,
Yeah.
and I wonder how Greg feels about because he likes the crew and everything.
Yeah.
And like the character Lisa in the movie is Johnny's girlfriend, and she's having sex with his best friend Mark.
Yeah.
So every time she comes on stage, people were like screaming obscenities and kind of like derogatory terms to her.
Yeah.
And not that it really matters. Like they're not calling the actress that, but they're saying like pretty. Like if you were to call your girlfriend this,
pretty
she
vulgar
could file
stuff.
for domestic abuse.
Yeah.
And then they had a laser pointer too, so whenever she would
yeah.
like there's sex scenes, like her boob would be out,
Yeah.
and they would like circle her nipple with the
laser pointer,
which I'm sure doesn't happen in every movie.
Yeah.
I wonder who had that laser pointer. I don't think it was the annoying guy because it wasn't there
It was
for
like
the second
I feel
movie.
like it was like off to the side somewhere.
I don't know. So I wonder if Greg also doesn't feel certain audiences and goes, this audience, like the audience felt a little mean. I thought at points. I don't know if it was just me.
Very like mean spirited, obviously towards the actress who plays Lisa.
Yeah.
Because some people were like, maybe we shouldn't repeat it, but it's like
you can think of the
like,
words.
Yeah, like tramp was one of them.
Think of harlot, but a lot worse.
Yeah.
And screaming that out, like I couldn't imagine sitting there and going, even for a joke, screaming. It's like a little weird.
Because I think what you were telling me that she would go to some of them, but she can't anymore because like.
I get it.
Yeah, of course.
Jesus.
Like that's you on the screen, regardless if you're playing a character or not. People are like circling your nipple with a laser pointer.
Yeah, and
it's like,
screaming words at you and like
and
it's
like
crazy.
She probably endured like enough sort of ridicule and abuse on the set because wasn't Tommy like an asshole?
Yeah, it seems like she took the most abuse, and she had to do a lot, like make out sessions with Tommy Wiseau because like he was basically forcing her to do it. Just being like really mean to her and stuff, like on the sex scenes, like cover up your mole, it's disgusting. Make up. It's like meanwhile Tommy looks like a burnt crisp. Like he's got all scarred up and but apparently he was just like the devil to her, and it's like even when you watch, like it's so funny when you watch, like I'll watch panels on YouTube of the whole room crew. Everyone's all happy and whatever, and then the actress who plays Lisa, she's always in like a dark room, barely speaking, and I'm like, ooh, it doesn't seem like she's enjoying talking about this. And then
it seems to me like you're the expert, Mark.
And then they asked her about like they're like, how did you like, because Greg Sestero wrote a book called The Disaster Artist, and then she's like, the girl who played Lisa, they asked her, they're like, how did you like how Greg portrayed you? And then she's like, I liked it. I wish he didn't put in certain things in the book, which was like her making out with Tommy Wiseau for like an hour. So it's like, I feel like she just kind of hated the experience.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I get it.
Yeah, of course. Like when you look at Tommy, like it's definitely like something that's just like, he obviously gets no like physical connection with anyone. So he's like, he's got to force someone to do it.
Yeah. Through like the movies and stuff.
Yeah. Make out with me. Take your top off.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's still happening too with like his show that he has, Neighbors or whatever. It's like he only hires like these beautiful big chested women.
Yeah.
And they're always his girlfriend, and you just know he's going and like grabbing them and stuff.
Yeah.
And, like I feel like Tommy Wiseau is probably not the best guy in the world, but
probably not.
No. A little crazy, but
yeah.
So it was like, I just wonder too if Greg, just wasn't feeling it maybe.
I would say.
Yeah.
I would say he probably wasn't feeling it.
Because I kind of wasn't feling it. Like, I had a good time and I was laughing a lot.
Yeah.
But I was still like, some of these people.
Well, like, even after the movie, like, I kind of went up to him and asked him, I was like, do you have, like, a good relationship with a lot of the cast and crew still? He's like, yeah, I talked to all of them and like them all. He said, I talked to Tommy the most, obviously, but I think because Tommy just, like, leeches onto him.
And they still make movies together.
But it's like, it's kind of cool to know that, obviously he'll still hopefully keep in touch with them and like hang out or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Especially like, it was probably like him, Lisa, and like Tommy that were obviously the main three characters.
Yeah.
It's like, if anything, you kind of hope that you form more of a connection with like the person who went through more traumatic stuff, because it's like, you feel bad. You just feel bad.
Oh,
like,
totally. I feel bad.
Crazy.
It's like, for the worst movie ever. And then now it's your legacy too. Like it's like there's no escaping the room.
Yeah.
You know?
I haven't looked her up, but I don't know if she's done anything like recently.
I don't even think she acts anymore. I think she doesn't know.
I get it.
Yeah.
Like if you're in that movie.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, that's all you're known for.
The cast like got together and then made a YouTube series called like The Room Actors Now.
Yeah.
Which isn't awful. I watched most of it. I'm like, it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like they all embraced it. But again, like they talk about in the panel, they all had a different experience. Yeah. Some of them were only on the set for like a few days. Like the girl who plays,
what's her name?
The girl who's going down on that, kid.
What's her name? Is it like not like Heather or anything? Is it
like Alice or
I can't remember
her name. But yes, she was only on set for a little bit and she had a great time and she like loved it and she seems to embrace the experience a lot. You know,
really.
The guy who plays Denny seems like he's like
a little
kind of sick of it, maybe a little bit. You know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Greg, it's just like his life and his career.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's fully embraced it, which is good.
Yeah.
You know.
I think it's cool that he's doing stuff like this. I mean, like it's like if you can't escape it, you might as well just embrace it and
totally
go with the flow.
For sure.
I mean, obviously he's probably making some good money off of it. And like, why not?
Yeah, gave him a great story. He wrote that book and like
which I gotta listen to. I gotta listen to or read it.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
Yeah,
it's very good. I recommend the audio. The audiobook.
Because he said he does like impressions and stuff.
Yeah, it's read by Greg Sestero and he does like, you heard his Tommy. He just does a great Tommy because obviously he's known him since he's like 20, I think.
God.
So it's
like so long.
I know.
That's crazy.
Like he was a 20-year-old hanging out with like a 38-year-old Tommy. And like that's just crazy to think.
Yeah.
I also get it. Like I feel like I'm the type of person where if I go to a party or something, maybe I'm the weirdo. But if I see a weirdo, I like gravitate towards them. I'm like, ooh, I want to talk to this weird looking kid. Maybe because it's just easier to talk to weirdos. So I get why he approached, because he originally approached Tommy. Because I'd probably do the same. If I was in an acting class with that freak Tommy Wiseau, I would have to talk to him. Yeah. You know, I'd be going up to him and trying to be friends with him. Like I would just have to do it. So it makes sense. I get why he did that, you know, and like latched on to Tommy.
Yeah.
Because it's like, ooh, who's this weird guy?
Yeah.
You know?
Imagine if he didn't. Where would his life be? Would he be a more successful actor? Where would he be now if he didn't latch on to Tommy?
I don't know. I don't know. It depends on. I don't even know what his acting abilities are.
Yeah,
you know.
We were talking about this earlier. Is like we want to kind of watch some of his stuff just to see what it's like.
Yeah,
and it's like you get a little bit of Tommy if you go see The Room, and then maybe you go watch a little bit of Greg.
Yeah,
some of his movies. I think he's directed some, writ some.
Yeah, like Best Friends,
and then acted obviously in some of them.
Acted in some of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it seems like he has a lot going on. I just don't really understand what any of it is. They were showing trailers for them, and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. Like, there's some alien thing. Alien trailer for a Greg Sestero movie, but it was like using footage from other alien movies.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know what that was about.
I mean, I have no idea.
Look up on the IMDb or something.
Yeah,
see what it classifies under.
I did look it up, and it seems like it's an alien movie.
Is it a documentary or is it like a
it's like a fictional movie? But either he didn't have time to slap a trailer together, so he's like, "Fuck it, I'll just use clips from other alien movies." It's like I'm pretty sure there's some issues there.
We were confused because some of those shots were from Fire in the Sky.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, and then you said there was some of the audio was from another movie or something.
Yeah, there's like a Canadian movie where the world's ending or something, or aliens are attacking, and it's all taking place in a radio station. Can't remember what that movie's called, but there was clips and audio from that.
I don't know what that was about.
Me neither.
We'll have to try and find it.
I think everyone was confused. Yeah. I was also disappointed we all didn't clap after each of Greg's trailers. I felt bad. It was like silence, and I'm like, Greg's in the audience here, man. We should all at least go, woo!
He's really proud of them. Like I was saying this too, is like the one movie in the trailer, or in like the trailer list or whatever was. It didn't look half bad. I mean, it's just a trailer. You have to watch the full movie, Miracle Valley or something.
Yeah.
Like I was like, okay, like it looks fine. Like I don't know who wrote it, if he did or if he just acted in it.
Yeah.
So I think he plays a part in it. But it's like it didn't look that bad. So I don't know.
Yeah, I know it didn't look horrible. So
it didn't look horrible, but who knows? We have to watch the full thing and see what it's like.
Yeah, for sure.
Trailers are obviously very deceiving.
Yeah. I was on Letterboxd and I was reading reviews of The Room, and a lot of people had gone to the same experience we had.
Yeah.
Like the viewing. And a lot of them said the same thing about how it's fun, but if there's one person in the audience who sucks, the whole thing sucks.
It does, yeah.
So I don't know if I would ever go again. Unless I was guaranteed a full-length Greg Sestero commentary.
Yeah.
Then I would go.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I would go to just Scream again. I don't know.
And like when we were sitting there's lots of call outs, even in like when we watch it as just with each other. There's call outs in this movie that like I've never even noticed before.
Yeah.
Like the watch. I've never noticed that.
Yeah, the watch. Yeah.
The thing in Lisa's neck or whatever, like the muscle that's like bulging out.
Again, I also feel bad for her. No wonder she goes to these shows.
Yeah. I never noticed that before. And then like the call out for that is like I think it's just the angle that she's like sitting and then she's talking. It's like her muscle is just like stretched out or whatever. And when she talks, it like bulges out. And when that's happening, when she's talking, it goes on for a while.
A long time.
And when you're watching this, people are like, "Oh my God, kill it!
Yeah, what's wrong with your neck?
Yeah, what's wrong with that? Get that checked out by a doctor." And it's like, first of all, I never noticed it. It was kind of
we were laughing.
I was laughing because it was kind of funny.
Yeah,
and it was kind of shocking. But then you can think like, "Oh my God, no wonder she doesn't go."
I get it. It's pretty bad.
God,
it's a little mean.
Yeah.
Like, no one's mean. It's because Tommy's character is the sympathetic character. No one says mean things about Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
It's like only about like the nice people who are just casualties in the making of the movie. You know, it's like, oh, these poor people. Like, we should probably yell mean things about Tommy. Like, it's your ugly face, or I don't know, like alien head, or I don't know, just like, God.
Maybe you should start those call-outs next time.
For sure. And like everyone, like, you know, I'm sure when Tommy watches it and he wanted to make sure his ass was in it. He wanted the ass shot to sell the movie. Yeah. So everyone's whistling and going, "Ooh, baby." So, you know, when Tommy's watching that, he's like taking that literally and going, "Hell yeah, I look so good in this," you know? It's just like, oh, God.
It's like, because he almost just makes fun of himself. It's like those lines are so bad. Like, you don't even need to make fun of him because
I know
it's just like everyone knows that, like, oh my God, that's so bad.
That's true. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Do you have a favorite moment of the room?
A favorite moment of the room? Oh man, I don't know. I'm trying to think about all like the stupid moments in there and all the funny stuff. I'm trying to think. You go first.
I definitely know my favorite
give me
moment. I think it's the moment that makes you laugh the hardest is when a little vulgar, but the girl's giving the guy a blowjob. Yeah. His face. Like, that kid deserves something. That's really good. It's really funny, and I think it was on purpose. Yeah, it's the face he's making. Oh,
like he's definitely doing it because he's like, I can't take this movie seriously anymore.
So he's just going all out and making the funniest faces ever.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Like, that's a good moment. Man, I don't know.
I also think Greg pushes that same kid over randomly when they're playing football out in the alley.
Yeah, he just falls.
Underwear, man.
Yeah.
He pushes on.
Is that what he says? Yeah, I've never noticed that.
Yeah, he goes, because the kid's like, my undies or whatever. And then he's like,
underwear.
What? Underwear, man?
I want to get into it.
Underwear, man, come on.
Oh, God. Okay.
And then he pushes him.
Okay, yeah.
Like, flies into the garbage can.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say the Denny scene, like Chris R.
Chris R is pretty damn good.
That's pretty funny.
That is pretty good.
Where's my fucking money, Denny? Did you lose my fucking money?
I swear to God, it's coming.
Where's my fucking money, Denny?
Also, let's take him to the police.
Let's take him to the police.
Let's take him to the police.
I don't know. I'd have to. Is it when? I think it's when he's like freaking out and like throwing everything everywhere.
That is really good.
That's pretty.
Oh
funny.
Yeah. God. Yeah. Like, I love the movie. It's just, God, I don't know. Seeing it in an audience setting, I don't know.
It's different because there's some call-outs where people are like interacting with it, like physically, not just calling out.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So there's a scene where Tommy and Greg, are running down a hill and they end up in a park, and then this girl in the audience runs up on the stage at the Hyland and starts doing like kind of like Pilates or like yoga or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is she doing? But I guess it's a guy in the background doing it, I think.
Okay, and I was thinking she's supposed to be like there. She's in a park. Like, I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it had something to do with the guy in the background. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Because she was doing that, and I was like, I didn't understand.
Yeah.
But because when you look in the frame, there's only like one other guy.
Okay, and is he
Just
doing,
like he's just like
Pilates?
standing there. I think by the time I clued in, I looked on the screen because I was like watching her. I was like, what the hell is she doing?
Yeah.
And I looked on the screen, and then I think by the time that happened, it was over, and then the guy's just like standing still, just looking at nothing.
I know people were in the right to throwing a football around,
People
like
are
they were at
throwing
a park.
Yeah, throwing a football around,
Which we should have done. We were the two people dressed up. Why the fuck weren't we throwing that football?
If it happens next time, we're gonna go, and then we're gonna run up on stage, dressed as Tommy and Greg, and throw a football around.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
we got it.
That's gonna be our next thing that we do.
Yeah, for sure.
There's people throwing a football around, and then the audience was counting. They're going 1, 2.
Yeah, every time they throw a football.
Every time they caught it.
Yeah.
And then the part where the two guys are at the bottom of the screen, they're going, no, Johnny, over here, Johnny,
Yeah.
look at us. And then because in the shot, Johnny like looks like camera right or whatever, and like waves to the bottom left of the screen.
Yeah, because apparently like he, I can't remember the story, but he couldn't find his mark, so then he was like looking down to make sure he was on it, and then went, and then started his line, you know.
Yeah.
So then people stand down there.
Johnny,
and
Johnny, over here.
Yeah,
Johnny, notice me. Yeah.
Again, the issue. Yeah. So all that stuff was fun. I like that.
Those ones were fun.
Yeah. The one, like, there's certain call-outs that everyone, like, it's like asking the question of where is Tommy from. There were certain call-outs, especially from that annoying guy, that were like too obvious, where it's like every time they're playing football, why are you only 2 feet apart?
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah,
Everyone knows that. I don't know. Like, I don't need to hear people screaming that. Let's just shut up for a second.
Let's just say that guy sucked, and he was trying way too hard to be funny. If he listens to this, which I hope he does,
go ahead. Fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I seriously, thank God I don't have to know who that was. He's not a part of my life.
Yeah.
I'll never see him again.
Yeah. He was just, it was too obnoxious.
Ugh.
And, he tried way too hard to be funny. It's like the call-outs just didn't work.
And he was like, I don't know what was wrong with it, but it was like nonstop and like just,
it did not
crazy.
stop. And he, like, this guy was really loud.
Yeah.
Like,
so we're going to do another episode on another movie, but we went to a double feature, which was Big Shark. So the room ends and we sit back down for Big Shark, and they say in the audience, like they, go up on the stage and introduce the movie, and they're like, okay, this isn't the room, this is a movie no one's seen. So try not to you can still have fun, but don't scream the whole time.
be respectful for the first viewing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So still have fun, but be respectful. And then I'm like, okay, thank God. And in my brain, I was like, thank God that guy's gone too.
Yeah.
This will just be a better experience. The fucking guy is right behind me. The movie starts. He's screaming the whole time.
Like literally as soon as like the title comes up, it's just like nonstop.
The movie's called Big Shark. I don't know how many times that guy said Big Shark.
Yeah.
He was just going, Big Shark.
Yeah.
Big Shark.
That's it.
Big Shark.
Yeah.
Big Shark. Like that. Literally.
Yeah. That's all it was.
He might have said it 300 times. It never stopped.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, if this was any other movie, I'd fucking turn around and tell you to shut up. But the problem is, I can picture how that altercation would have went.
Yeah.
He would have been like, it would have been an argument. Right there in the middle of the theater. But everyone else was annoyed. There's kids in front of us who were really annoyed by him. They were starting to mimic him.
Like we'll go into because I think we're gonna save that for the next one.
It's just that story is connected, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure. Like that guy, he was awful.
Like, how can you listen to people at the Hyland tell you to not do that for this movie?
Yeah.
And then just do it again.
Wait, I got another soundbite. I didn't put it on here, but hopefully this is the right one. Oh.
Shut up! Shut up! It's over! It's not over. Everybody betrayed me. I fed up with this world.
See, that's what I should have done to him. Shut up! Shut up!
Yeah.
I'm fed up with this world. I should have done that. That would have been a cheeky way to tell him to shut his mouth.
Yeah. Hold on. Is this another one?
I kill you. I'll bring him in full everybody.
That's all you'd hear. I'd kill you, you bastard! As you're watching the movie, me fighting that guy.
Yeah.
But he had a friend, too, who was annoying. And his dumb wife was sitting beside him, who she was annoying because she was laughing at him. If that was my husband, I would have been like, dude, imagine them going home and being a human still.
Yeah.
I wish.
Oh, he's probably repeating all the lines after.
Big Shark. Big Shark.
Yeah.
There was a character named like whatever. Fucking what was the guy's name and the character?
Which one?
I don't know. The kid with the long hair in the movie.
Oh my God. Georgie.
The guy throughout the movie for no reason. Where's Georgie?
Yeah.
Georgie.
Yeah.
Where's Georgie? It was literally that. It's like, dude, say something else.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine watching bad movies with you. It'd be exhausting. I can't believe your friends were having a good time.
Yeah. Every time he spoke, it was just like, oh my God.
Me too. I wanted to kill him. Luckily,
kill you,
I'd
bastard.
Kill you, you bastard. But like, luckily, the movie was. Both movies are so stupid, and like, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'll never go to the Hyland to see The Room again, just because that guy's gonna be there.
Probably. He's going to be more obnoxious than ever.
Kick him out.
It's like he wants to be noticed. He wants to be the funniest guy in the room. And I don't think I was trying not to pay attention to him. I don't know what everyone else was doing. But yeah, I was like, just like, God, just trying to not listen to this guy.
Yeah, I'm surprised no one said shut up.
Yeah, it's hard not to. I mean, they're probably thinking what you can is like, it's, if you tell one guy
different experience.
It's a different experience.
And it's going to be an argument, and he's not going to shut up.
Yeah.
He's going to get louder.
Oh, he'll do it just to spite you.
Because, I don't like telling people to be quiet at movies, but I will if I feel like I have to and I have no choice.
Well, yeah, it's like if you go to a movie, you said this to me a couple times when you've gone like to see movies.
Yeah.
There's like teenagers in the front, and they're just like there just to waste time and like,
for
talk
sure.
or whatever. And it's like, dude, people pay money.
I know, it's
to
crazy.
like go and see this movie because they wanted to.
Yeah.
And
it's
then
their first viewing.
Yeah.
It's like an experience.
Yeah. Like I think when me and Jess, when we went to see, what did we go see? I can't remember what movie it was. But we were like worried that like the people in the front, like there was people ahead of us that were like a little bit younger, it seemed.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh God, there's 5 of them. They're all sitting together.
Yeah.
And like they didn't like, it's kind of worrying when they don't shut up during like the previews.
That's
right.
That's when my heart starts racing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's like if you're constantly going through the movie and like just talking and like carrying on and just like if you're not paying attention to the movie, you're just ruining everyone else's experience. So it's like, you wasted money just to go do that. If you wanted to talk, just go outside and talk.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah,
Why would you come to a movie?
For sure.
It's like they purposely want to do it just because it's funny.
I know.
It's like,
how do you feel about talking during the trailers? I never know. I think the etiquette for talking during the trailers is you can talk, but you should really start to be dialing it down at that point.
I think I try to watch the trailers.
Yeah, me too.
And if anything, I'll try and like hold a little comment, be like, that looks terrible.
For sure. Or that looks good.
Yeah. It is like in between.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, like that looks like such dog shit.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
Like I usually wait until like the next trailer, like in between like the end of that trailer and the next trailer.
Yeah.
I usually try and wait.
And I think that's totally fine. And even having a little conversation is fine. But I always get concerned when I'm at a theater and people are just loudly talking during the trailer.
Oh yeah.
And what happens a lot, the movie will start and the opening credits and people are talking.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry, the movie started.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, instantly, I'm like, nah, you got to be quiet at that point. I think what's changed too is like the lights don't go down during the trailers, and now they've put ads in between trailers, so it doesn't feel the same really anymore. It's like, oh, this is just kind of like a pre-show thing that doesn't need to be watched.
Yeah.
If they kind of lowered the lights,
then that's like
no
a sign.
ads between the trailers.
Yeah.
Maybe people would be quieter.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like people talk about it now. They're like, oh, theater etiquette's gone down the drain or whatever now.
Has.
Yeah,
100%.
I wonder if it's always been this bad. Like even like in the 40s and shit, I can only imagine.
I don't know.
I mean, they were dressing up in suits going to the movies and stuff.
I feel like that was probably more of an experience, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's not something that you could probably go and do every time, and it's like there's probably only like maybe one showing. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know the history of like movies and theaters or whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was always like it's like a night out thing. You go for dinner, you go to a theater, like it's like you go to like a play.
Yes.
Right. It was
probably
for
the
sure. Same thing back then.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Let's
I'm sure
go
you still had
see-
your annoying talkers, but
Probably.
I don't know. But back then they had ushers, which I would love to get them back.
Man, kind of off topic a little bit, but just talking about people talking during shows and plays and stuff. When me and Jess went to New York, we went to a Broadway play, and it was like a random. It was kind of like To Be Roulette. It's like you just pick a random one, or it just picks for you, like the program you do.
Sure.
We went to see Bad Cinderella.
Oh yeah.
Was it Bad Cinderella? Yeah. Yes. And I was like, oh, this would be cool. And we were sitting up pretty high, and then there was fucking high school students. It was a field trip. It was like a field trip of high school students there, and we're sitting up in the top row, and literally, I'm not joking you, the seats right in front of us, there was 3 students. There was like 2 girls and a guy, and then they're all on their phones playing game or texting each other, playing a game. While it's going on, people aren't shutting up. Like they're constantly talking. People's phones were going off, and it's like, dude, be respectful. Like,
that's more shocking because there's live people acting.
It's live, and it's like the ushers. I think some of the ushers just couldn't find out who it was.
Really?
So they couldn't like pinpoint like, oh, like shut up or get out. Yeah. Right. And like the teachers or the chaperones or whoever weren't doing anything.
Yeah.
They were just like, this is a day off.
Yeah.
Right.
God, what the hell? That's insane.
It was
teach your class about friggin'.
It was so annoying. And it's like if you didn't want to go to a play, and you like the one kid in front of us was like sleeping. He like fell asleep, and it's like, dude, come on.
I think talking during a play that's shocking.
Yeah, it was super annoying. It's like you're trying to focus, and then someone's like saying something, or someone's phone goes.
Yeah.
Like someone's phone went off during a quiet part. Literally, like the one character down in the play was like sitting there acting, and it's nothing but silence, and then someone's alarm or ringtone went off, and it's like, dude,
that's brutal. Like that you should be out.
That's the first thing you got to do when you go into a play is either turn your phone off or put it on silent.
Put it on silent. Yeah.
Every time I go into a movie theater, even for a movie, I make sure that my volume is all the way down and that it's on silent, just in case.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Because it's embarrassing too. It's just embarrassing.
Yeah, it is. So I kind of got off topic there, but like, it was. Yeah, I just I don't like when people talk. Like, I feel like maybe if you, it's one of those things. Like, if you just tell them to shut up during the movie, it's like you might spark even more.
Yeah.
Volume, and then it's like I would just be like, you know what? I'm just gonna get someone. They can just kick them out.
I would
tell them to shut the fuck up.
Oh, for sure. I think that's the best way to do it, especially if you're dealing with teenagers. Now, I'll say I'm a bit more slack on teenagers, especially now because like I remember being a teenager. I don't remember being rude in theaters, but I'm sure we weren't unbelievably respectful. You know, we were probably laughing or like I don't remember you and I being bad, but I remember going with like big groups of people. And I'm like, we probably weren't the quietest people.
Yeah.
My biggest issue is older people, middle-aged people talking. Mm-hmm. It's like instantly I have no patience. I'm like, you know,
like
if I'm at a cheap Tuesday night and seeing a horror movie, I'm like, fuck it, it's my fault for even coming.
Yeah.
You know?
What was that movie we went to see? Was it Mama or something?
Yeah. Yeah. And there's all those teenagers.
Yeah. That was hilarious.
It's the most recent time was when I went to see Saltburn by myself, and I got in an argument with like 7 teenagers sitting in front of me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, shut the fuck up, because they wouldn't stop talking.
Yeah.
And they were so annoying. And then they started arguing with me, and then I'm like, this feels pathetic.
Yeah.
Like, if there's teenagers, just go tell the staff. Don't argue with them yourselves, because like it's not gonna. They're not. It's like there's 7 of them, and there's me.
Yeah, the staff has the authority to kick them out
for sure.
Right? It's like, no, you guys can just leave.
This is the issue now. It's like Wicked just came out, and now the big thing with Wicked is people are like singing along.
It's a musical. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a big issue with that, and then everyone's saying like it's a trend on TikTok to take a picture of the screen when the Wicked comes up, and just say you've seen it or whatever.
Okay.
So then that's an issue because there's supposed to be no phones in theaters. So they're talking to like the owner of the Cineplexes, and he's like, I'm not going to tell people to stop. I'm not going to be the killjoy and ruin people's good time.
Oh my God.
It's like, dude, you own the fucking theater. First off, you're recording the screen. Isn't there some rule against that anyways? And also it's like these theaters are scared to lose money because they're not making a lot of money. So they're not going to start kicking people out because they're talking and refunding them. But in a better world, it would be if you talk, you're refunded and you're out.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, but how do you enforce that? People are going to go, I paid, I'm staying, I drove.
Yeah.
And then it's a big fight.
Yeah.
But in a better world, it would be like refunded, like instantly, you know, and then you're out of here, buddy.
Get out of there, yeah.
You know, you get like a warning.
Yeah.
You know, but my biggest thing is like middle-aged people. Like, and it sounds horrible, but I've gone to the theater so many times in the afternoon. If you get, 3 ladies sitting together, they just had a couple glasses of wine.
Yeah. Little chatty.
You know, if I see 3 middle-aged women come to the theater, I instantly go, oh no, they're gonna be talking the whole time. And I'm never wrong. They're always talking the whole time. It's like, guys, just fucking stay at home.
What a story, Mark.
But yeah, So I mean, it's all kind of connected because The Room did make me think. This is what happens when you allow everyone to talk. It's not fun. I mean, I did have fun. I'm not saying I didn't have fun.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying you got one. Honestly, if that guy was gone, it would have been good.
Yeah.
The theater experience.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's just he ruined it in every aspect.
Yeah. It's like, dude, and also not being aware of yourself enough to realize you're so annoying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I've been annoying and not realized, but I think if I was him at that moment, I'd be like, no one's really laughing at what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Occasionally someone would, and I'm like, you're as bad as him.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to stop.
You're encouraging him.
You're fueling his ego.
Give him an inch and he'll fucking take a yard and then just.
Yeah. That was the most annoying part of the screening.
For sure.
I think there was the one redeemable quality of Greg being there. That was probably like the most exciting thing. And yeah, having the Q&A was cool. The little bit of commentary, like we said, I wish there would have been way more.
Me too.
It was like for the first maybe 20 minutes of movie.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And then like the last like 10 minutes of the movie. That's when his commentary was. And there's a big block. There's like another hour.
Oh, for sure.
It's like an hour and a half, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh, an hour and 40.
Hour
way
and 40.
too long.
So there's like an hour and 10 minutes of just movie and people calling out, which I'm okay just to watch the movie. I could deal with some of the like the calling out being taken out. But I wanted more Greg. I wanted more Greg.
Me too.
I
wanted more Greg too.
Of like, look at the clothes he's wearing, or look at, I always like to wear my pants that way or something. I always like to pack my pockets full of pennies.
And things we already know, like there's a scene when they're running. There's a scene, because he even said, he's like, yell out if you want something answered. So like the scene when he's on top of the roof.
Yeah.
And Tommy is talking to Greg. I would have yelled, what was in Johnny's pockets? Do you know? And then he'd answer it. But he wasn't there, so you couldn't yell that stuff. So it's like, I wish he was there the whole time. And even like the scene when they're like, playing football in the park, and then they're play fighting, but in the real life while they were filming it, Tommy actually attacked Greg. So it's like he could have said that. Everything he said was killing, and everyone was laughing really hard of it. So I'm surprised he wasn't like loving it. Everything I say is guaranteed to get a laugh.
And maybe it's one of those things too. He said those lines way too much, and he's like,
but and then again, I love Greg, but then that's his fault. You can say different things.
Yeah, of course.
Like, man, you made this whole movie. I'm sure there's lots to say. You know?
Yeah.
But then he probably also wants it to be funny. I don't know.
I don't know. I thought it was funny regardless of what it was, because it's like if he said something about behind the scenes related, like it was 100 degrees in this, and it's like, oh my god, like that's crazy. Like it's just, you just laugh at what he says because of how ridiculous everything happened in this movie and how it turned out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I wonder how the Hyland feels too. Again, not talking shit about Greg, because I love Greg and I actually like genuinely think he's super nice. But I wonder how the Hyland feels, and I wonder if they paid him more to do a live commentary.
Yeah.
Like, imagine hiring someone for a live commentary, and then they're like out in the lobby the whole time.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you be like...
I'd be a little like...
I'd be like, are we paying you more for this? Are you getting more of the ticket money?
Yeah.
Should probably go back in there.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that wasn't the case. I'm assuming he was paid probably the same amount as before.
Yeah.
Because if you were being paid for a live commentary, then by God, you better be giving that live
be doing
commentary.
some live commentary.
Yeah, but then the Hyland afterwards, just in front of the audience, was talking about how Greg's the best guy, and he's a great guy. We love having him here. So I'm assuming all's well.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure he's going to be back, because if he came back twice in 1 year, it's like, I'm sure there's gonna be more. I'd hope.
Yeah.
It's like you run that risk of like going again, and then it's like you get assholes like that one guy.
Well, that's why I felt bad too. Is he's like, London, honestly, I've been here a few times, and you guys are one of the best Room audiences ever. And then the Room audience I thought was mean and horrible.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Greg, that's nice of you to say that, but I'm sure you've had way nicer audiences. You know,
it's for recognition.
Yeah. It's like,
I don't know. It was an experience. I'm glad that we went.
Me too. Me too. I'm definitely glad that we went. I'm glad Jess came with us.
Yeah.
It was a night out.
She had fun with it. What are we looking at for time so far? Wow.
What is that?
We've been talking for 53 minutes. That's quite a long time.
What a stories.
Hold on.
What a story, Mark.
Yeah. Well, we also went on a rant about theater etiquette, which I could go on about forever.
That could
we
be
got to have a
whole other
podcast
thing.
just on that.
Yeah.
Just about experiences and how to stop that. But
and like you said, like we saw, it was a double feature. We saw Big Shark. We're gonna do another episode on that,
On just Big Shark.
And it'll be pretty much the same thing as what this one is, but maybe we'll talk a little bit about that one because it hasn't really been seen before.
For sure.
Not that we're not. I don't think we should do a deep dive.
I don't think we can.
Yeah, you can't. That would be too exhausting.
No, and nothing happens. So
yeah.
we say that about every bad movie we watch, but literally,
Yeah,
like there might be 3 plot points.
I think so, and we'll just complain about it. Like, so it'll be kind of similar to this, but yeah, we'll kind of go over, I guess, what it's about, and then that's it. And talk about why it's probably. This might be a little controversial, but probably why it's worse than The Room. Maybe, I don't know.
It's worse in every way.
Yeah, like this.
It's worse as in it's not going to be a cult classic.
Big Shark was terrible.
It was terrible.
Like, it was as bad as some movies get.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And like The Room,
Grave Mistake was better.
Yeah, The Room has like a genuine feeling to it, and that's why I think it works, is because it feels genuine. Like it came from a real place.
Yeah.
Of someone like actually trying.
And this one was just like, oh god.
Yeah. And like I feel like that's like where the Disaster Artist movie went wrong. Like they tried to make it like The Room is like a Hollywood story, a guy who really just tried his hardest to make a movie, and then it kind of worked out for him. But this one, I kind of felt like stealing money.
Yep.
Like it wasn't made for the same reason.
For sure.
Yeah, it's something else.
Yeah. I think so. But yeah, I think, what else is there really to say about like The Room? Well, I guess no deep dive on it, but it was just like, it was an interesting experience. I hope they do it again, but with more live commentary. If the Hyland hears this, I hope they do that more.
Yeah,
he can walk out during his sex scenes all he wants. I agree with that. That's fine. But it's like, I want a little bit more, like, a little bit more stuff. You know?
Again, I've said it 1,000 times, but I can't go to it.
Yeah,
I won't go. I just can't do it.
I want to hear more of his call outs. That's what I want.
Yeah, me too. If it was a thing like there's no yelling through this movie, and Greg is going to stand at the front,
that's what. Yeah,
I would go.
Yeah, that he should sit a little bit like closer to the screen.
Yeah,
maybe.
No throwing spoons. This is just strictly a commentary.
Yeah, just strictly. Yeah, I would enjoy that.
Like they already had their Room experience in April. Why not do something completely different? And I think that's what they were going for with the commentary.
Yeah, I would go with. I would
me
go
too.
With that.
I would 100%
because again it gives you a little bit more of a deep dive. A little bit more of the history.
Yeah, exactly. Tell just like all the interesting crazy shit in your book. Just like let's hear that. You know, it's like God, there's so much to say.
Yeah.
But maybe he said it so much to the point it's like, you know, when you have a good story, and you tell it, and then friends are like, tell that story again. You're like, I can't because I've told it too many times, and it's like not funny to me anymore. It's not
as genuine anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe that's what it's like to him. He's just like, I've told everything so much already.
Probably,
just, it's not that fun anymore.
Yeah, yeah. If you haven't seen it, see it with friends first, and if they do it again, and you want to go see it with a larger group of people, I mean, the Hyland does it. I'd say go support the Hyland for sure.
Definitely, for sure. It's good for the Hyland
because it's cool. They do cool things like that. It's different. Like they do a lot of like different showings and like
for sure.
Now there's live commentary with The Room. I think it's cool that they do that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
they show like local films and stuff too, right?
They do local movies and right before The Room they had another event for like a local sitcom thing or something.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like they were busy that day. You know, it's the Highlands needed. If the Hyland ever went, oh God.
Yeah.
We'll have to make a whole podcast on how mad I am at the Highlands because they're always like going out of business. So it's like, it could happen I don't know. It would just suck if the Hyland went. You know?
It would suck.
I would hope the city would come in and like rescue it.
Keep it alive somehow. Because it's a piece of history, isn't it? It's
for
been
sure.
Around for
I think it's the oldest
time.
theater house in London.
Yeah.
They were like showing like they have pictures of them showing like Gone with the Wind when it came out and stuff. It's
keep that around.
Yeah, you got to.
It's actually
the only place showing film.
It's just like a cool vibe too. Like as soon as you walk in, like the carpet and like the seats are fine. They're fine. They're obviously like older, but it's like, oh man, like you got to keep it.
I agree.
And like the screen quality is great.
The screen quality is great. The sound is great. Every time I go, I'm like, it's great.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's like their screen quality is really good, and it's like not like there's some little art house theaters that you go to and they have really tiny screens, but they have multiple rooms.
Yeah.
This is just one room with a big screen,
and it's one of those things too. If you sit in the front, like you're in the front, but you're still a good distance away from the screen.
Oh hell yeah! I always go to the front.
Plus, you get leg room.
I know,
so that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I always go front, middle. Yeah. Sometimes I regret it if it's like Like I'll sit at the front in the middle and the movie starts and then it's subtitled and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah,
gotta, like look down
and
and
read across the screen.
look up. Yeah. So if it's subtitled, sit 3 rows back.
Yeah.
If it's not subtitled, sit at the very front. 'Cause it's like you're right in the
strategy.
experience at
Strategy.
the front. A little bit of a strategy. But
Okay.
But yeah, I would hope that if it was gonna go down, some magic millionaire would be out there who'd be like swing down to the rescue, you know?
Yeah.
Because like, ooh, if London lost it, I don't know. London,
Let's
like,
put an apartment building there.
oh god, it's just like I don't know. It'd be horrible.
Yeah.
Mainly because like I don't know. I do find cineplexes now show a lot of like indie movies, which is good, and even classic film. I've been looking at it lately, and I'm like, oh yeah, they're playing all these like classic noir movies and shit. But the Hyland show stuff that doesn't go to big theaters, and it's like this is really the only way to see that on the big screen.
Yeah.
So, and then like classic movies like they're playing Black Christmas, which we should go to.
Yep.
Silent Night, Deadly Night. Like where the hell else are you gonna see that shit?
Yeah.
You know. So
I agree.
it's good. So thanks, Greg, for coming.
Yeah.
Giving them money.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, and again, if that guy is listening to this podcast,
Yeah.
meet me outside White Oaks Mall on December 31st at noon.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm coming, and I'm
All right.
pissed.
All right.
Buy me Subway, and I'll forgive you. Foot long, double meat. All right. There we go.
Wait, hold on.
Leave your stupid comments in your pocket.
That's for that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So that was a bit it about the room.
Yeah.
We're gonna do Big Shark next.
Yeah.
So look out for a lot of complaining
Yeah,
and moaning
more
about and all that
basically
stuff.
the room. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But we will say different stuff on the for Big Shark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Okay. Well, that was that. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll see you on the next
Is there
one.
any room lines we can leave with?
For us?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What if I say, I missed doing the podcast, Jordan?
Oh, yeah, hold on. What? We just did one.
There we go.
I just saw you.
There we go.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Lots of great lots of great lines to quote.
Oh, yeah.
One more time. One more time. Okay, we'll see you on the next one.
Yep. Okay, bye.